Hello, everybody. Today we are back with some more Sonic Advance. Today we're entering wherever the zone is. I actually don't know what the zone even is, to be honest. Honestly, don't really even know what I'm really doing. I'm just doing what I just did the last part. The game's pretty good so far. I don't really know what to really say. There's not anything crazy interesting to say about Sonic Advance 1. To be completely honest. It's just Sonic Advance 1. We're just doing our usual right now. Oh, it's still those penguin things from Sonic 3. Oh, of course, here we go. Special Stage 4. Get 80 rings. I thought honestly it would be a lot more unfair to find these, but I guess there's just more so hidden high spots. Bruh. I tried my hardest. Okay. We're gonna be here for a long time with these special stages. Because also missed the third one. But at least I know where they are, at least. So I know this one's here. I always play a level normally now. Those are kind of like Sonic Superstars, where those aren't that unique. But they're still more unique than the ones in Sonic Superstars, definitely. Because the ones in Sonic Superstars don't really have much identity to them as these do. Like, even if the Sonic Advance games are basing their levels heavily off of other ones, they're still very much unique and recognizable. Which is one thing I like. Sonic Superstars, the only level that's really even recognizable or really interesting is that digital level. That Cyber Station level. That's the only one, unfortunately. And it's a shame too, because I think they should have tried harder with the level concepts in that game. Because they're not even trying too hard in Sonic Advance, and yet these are still unique levels. Like they look pretty cool. This one's clearly based off Ice Cap, but it still feels recognizable. If I saw this, I just go, yeah, it's from Sonic Advance. Sonic Superstars, I can't really tell as well. And that's Bomber's Pit, okay. I don't know, I just assume because this is a dim Sonic game. You don't know how it can go really. Sometimes. I'm not even hating. It's just sometimes just how it is. No, I'm taking a long time, but I'm just playing the level. Probably should play at more faster pace though. Because I already know where special stage is, I already done it, so there's no point to explore more, really. Also, since we're actually in a snow level right now, in snow zone, what? These physics are confusing. But yeah, since we're actually in the snow zone right now, it snowed a lot the past 2 days. Which is really nice, because I don't have to worry about doing anything really. I can just stay at home and relax. But yeah, I've been snowing a lot. Which is funny because it's January. Why is it snowing so much in January? And barely really snow in December for me, so that's odd. I always thought before I actually played this game, I thought this game only had one theme for the zones. I didn't know you actually had Act 2 remixes. Like Sonic 3 and such. At least for Sonic Advance 1 anyway. I don't get why. It's kind of funny because Dim's kind of gets a bad rep, but the Sonic games they made aren't even bad. Like there's questionable things, design choices, but sometimes, but I wouldn't mind if Dim's made another Sonic game. One thing that's good but also kind of sucks about... Oh yeah, I'm at 5% battery, hold on. One thing that kind of sucks about new generation consoles is that for example, low quality versions of those games don't really exist anymore. You know what I mean by that. I mean the quote-unquote inferior port versions of said games. And it's unfortunate because they don't even bother to preserve those versions of the games. For example, Sonic Generations on 3DS wasn't preserved at all. Oh, I can just do this. Sonic Generations on 3DS wasn't even archived or preserved in any way, shape, or form at all, which really sucks. For example, Sonic Pocket Adventure is an obscure Sonic game. More obscure than Sonic CD or really any Sonic game. Well, not any Sonic game, but most Sonic games, yes. And that game never got re-released. Neither did Sonic Advance, despite people actually enjoying these games. Which I don't know why. Just because the game's bad doesn't mean it doesn't need a re-release. Because people still play that. At least see how the game was. People still play that. And also, like I said before, the ports for the unique games for weaker hardware, you know, the weaker versions of said games. I don't know what to really call them, but demakes, or for example, Sonic Lost on 3DS has its main Wii U version, then it has its 3DS version. So, and those are basically two completely separate games. And those get lost to time because they don't bother actually preserving those. Instead, they just preserve the quote-unquote intended ones instead of just all of them for some reason. I don't get as to why, but when it's so easy to, why not actually do it? Because all you gotta do is really port them. I don't care about actually you remaking it, about them actually remaking it. Even just the levels from those versions. I would like to see a re-release of Sonic Lost World because I never played that game. I never played the Wii U version, I only played the 3DS one. So it's a shame that also just because it's a bad game doesn't mean it doesn't deserve a re-release, you know? Because I never played Sonic Lost World on the Wii U. I only played it on a 3DS. So that's kind of the issues kind of run into, because now you just have these other versions of these games that are just kind of lost to time. And you can't do anything about it either. That's the worst part. Yeah, so that's the worst part. Yeah, that's the worst part, though. And can't really do anything about it either. Kind of just whatever. Because I know people really like to see Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3. Even if whether if I care for a game or not, it should still get a re-release. Even if it's not, if I don't really care for these games as much as anyone else. And people should still be able to play these games regardless. I'm confused, because it wants me to go up there, but I kind of tried doing that already, so I'm not sure what the game wants me to really do right now. Guess I'll follow this way. This wants me to go up, but I kind of tried doing that. Also, this is Angel Island Zone, apparently, so, which is interesting. It would be cool if more Sonic games kind of did their own take on previous eras, instead of just simply mimicking how the original game did so. Because as you can see, this right here is basically a different take on Angel Island Zone. It's pretty interesting, pretty cool. It fits more in line with Angel Island Zone after Sonic 3 and how it was portrayed in Sonic Adventure and such, instead of how it is portrayed in Sonic Mania, for example, which obviously isn't a good example because Sonic Mania that's kind of what it's trying to do, but you get what I mean. Also, a lot of people, well, I guess not a lot of people, but I got 100 views on my first Sonic Advance video. So clearly people want me to play Sonic Advance. And I guess just move on to more games, which fair enough. And yes, I know it's a long time for an Act 1. No one has to say that or clarify. That's a long time for me to be Act 1 of a level, of a zone. Be careful here because you can die, but it's a later zone. It's acceptable. Oh, these things. They don't have their electric thing though, so it looks weird. Nope. I don't like you. Yeah, take that out. I can see why people want another 2D modern Sonic game. Because these sprites are actually really good. And I'm salty because the Sonic Advance style got a whole fighting game for it, because it just makes me think I wish the classic Sonic games got something like that. Or any other sprite-based Sonic game. Or the artists that work on those, because it will be a lot easier making, also just generally making sprite animations that are sprite animations like Sonic 3, for example, if it actually had fighting sprites and such. But instead I either have to use someone else's or make my own. Because also really cool, so it kind of sucks. So that's mainly also just why people use the Sonic Advance Sonic Advance art style for sprite animations because it just has so many games based off it. And it's very consistent too. Okay, yeah, I mean, I already knew where this one was. Unironically, this was the first special stage I found because you don't have to actually go out of your way in order to find this one all that much. All you have to really do is just go on the top of that thing. Yeah, the depth perception is garbage in these special stages though. Easily garbage. Once you get used to the timing, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. You basically have to do it in these later ones though, which sucks. Ugh, I'm not. Well, I'm collecting that, but other than that. It's consistent every time, so as long as you hit correctly, so should be fine. Nope. I swear these special stages, they're so whack. They're actually whack. I'll collect these off. I'll collect these when I'm not recording, but yeah, I'll just collect these special stages when I'm not recording and such. Also, I'm going to cut the recording a bit early because I could play longer, but also I'm running out of battery, so that's why. I think this boss fight's pretty cool. It's because like, hey, look, Evil Knuckles, but it's very much not him, and it's actually. Then it turns into Mecha Knuckles, which actually makes the boss fight more interesting. What? I swear I dodged that. I can't think it's going to roll back because I played so much Sonic Mania. I think it's like the Silver Sonic from that game. Dang, he jumps a lot. But there we go. Anyways, thank you for watching. Yeah, it's past my upload time, so I'll just upload this tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, I guess, and until next time. We're going into Egg Rocket Zone. Anyways, I'm out of here.